What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Mew, the new species Pokemon. This is my final video in my journey through Generation 1, playing all the Pokemon in order. Been a very fun playthrough. I got some new stuff I'm working on. While I'm at this screen, make sure if you like this video, like it, comment on it. It helps YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to this channel. You'll get videos like this all the time. We named myself JD, obviously, because I'm JD, and we named our rival Smith. So I don't know if you've seen The Matrix or not, but Smith is the bad guy. All the agents, Agent Smith is what's called. So we used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, and we substituted out Bulbasaur for Mew. There really wasn't a great choice here. We literally will get moves to decimate anything we come across. Electric moves for Blastoise or Squirtle, and we can get a water and an electric move for Charmander / Charizard. And we're a Psychic type, so we're gonna get Ice and Psychic to beat Bulbasaur. So there's not really a great option here. But we end up naming our Pokemon Neo because he is the one. I don't know if you've seen The Matrix, but in The Matrix he is the one. And we only have Pound to start the game. Our rival has Charmander, like I said, but we beat him pretty handily. All of our stats are pretty great with this Pokemon. We're going to go right into our second battle, though. Second battle, we do have a better growth rate here than Mewtwo. And our rival has Pidgey and Charmander. So Mewtwo's growth rate is a slow level break because it's legendary. This is legendary too, but we have a medium slow growth rate, which is one of the better ones to have for Pokemon playthroughs. So without actually going to Bug Forest yet, we actually got to level 10 before we even step foot in Bug Forest. And the reason why that is important because we have to get to a certain level. I hope you like that transition. We have to get to a certain level before we can beat Brock. So our stats of this Pokemon, we start off with 100 HP, 100 attack, 100 defense, 100 special, and 100 speed. Hundreds across the board. Okay, it's a very well balanced Pokemon. No weakness here, so there's nothing that's like going to be lacking. I'd say if anything, it's level moveset's lacking because we just start with Pound, and we just recently got Transform at level 10. So not the greatest moveset, and I'll go over moveset a little bit here in a little bit. But we're in Bug Forest, and everything here is pretty decent, decently easy, I should say, because we have Pound. It's not the greatest move, but like I said, our attack stats well enough that we can just blast through anything. We take all the fights as they come because we gotta get to at least level 15 to beat Brock. So Brock is Rock type, and being in the fact that he's Rock type, he has resistance to normal moves. Okay, so we're a Psychic Pokemon. Pound is a normal move. We do have a slight advantage in the sense that we have just better stats than Brock. But Geodude and Onix will outspeed, and the problem is it will resist our normal move. So I do have a strategy to beat Brock though, but we got to beat the Million Light Years trainer first in his gym before we can do that. So let's go ahead and fight that. We're not pacing horribly. It's 5 minutes in, and we're just now getting to Brock's gym. We're still going to be behind Mewtwo a little bit, and I actually kind of in the future kind of do a playthrough of a what if with Mew, and I'll go over that near the end. But we just got to get a Pound in, just get 1 Pound in, very good. We get to level 14. Now we still need to get up about a level or 2 to make Brock a competitive fight. So the reason why you want to get to 15 is because it gets you over a damage rounding threshold, so you can knock out Geodude a lot faster. So Wakanda Forever, that's something I do with Brock because he looks like he's doing the Wakanda Forever thing. And anyway, so because at level 15 we're over damage rounding threshold, so we can get through Geodude even with some defense curls very quickly. Only lost 12 HP on that. So now we're going to go with Onix. Now Onix, the problem with Onix is Onix will initiate a move called Bide eventually, and when Bide's initiated, it's going to do damage back to us. So this is why we use Transform. I use Transform. I still got a move similar to Pound and Tackle, but I also get Screech, and also now I resist his tackles. So I can go for Screech again, and I also get Bide. So whenever he attacks us, now we can start accumulating some damage. So there's 1 tackle. It's not going to do much, but it's better than playing the getting Bide and attacking into Bide with Mew and getting that damage dealt back to me. Because we won't exactly have great defense right now. It's still low early in the game. But now that we are in this part of the game, part of the battle, we're using Screech. His defense is getting lowered, so now our tackles are doing a lot more. And again, we just don't want to get bided. So get bide. See if he just attacks us. He did bide too, so nothing happens when bide's initiated. Yep, yeah, he just keeps copying us every time it happens. Smart on his part. He should just go for Screech, honestly. But we get the tackle, we'll get the final one, and Brock is actually the biggest hurdle, no pun intended, like the biggest boulder we gotta surpass in this game. So 8 minutes and 44 seconds we got by Brock, and now we are moving on to the level up moveset. Not very dynamic and not very broad, but we'll go over it nonetheless. So to start the game, level 5, it says level 1, but we start level 5, we get Pound. 40 base power move, 100% accurate, 35 power points. It's not a bad move, it gets through parts of the game, and we have decent physical attack. So it's not the worst move ever, but it's also not the greatest. We literally get a move that doubles that at level 20. But at level 10 we get Transform. Now Transform really doesn't get used much in this playthrough, however, we do get, it does come in handy, like it came in handy against Brock. But that's pretty much the extent of how handy it'll become. At level 20 we get Mega Punch, which is an 80 base power, 85% accurate move, and 20 power points. It's a normal move, so it goes off our physical attack again. Now what's ironic is we literally get Mega Punch via level up right as we're about to get level up or Mega Punch to TM. It's very ironic. You'll see that in Rock Tunnel, or I'm sorry, in Mount Moon. But it is very ironic because I'm literally there and I'm like about to get the TM, and then I hit level 20 and level up and get it. So very funny. Metronome, we're not going to use, but if you've never seen what Metronome does, it really could just randomize any move in the game. So it could be great. It can get you the perfect move to knock out a Pokemon in one hit, or it can get you something where it's just like it'll Metronome a Growl or something, and that's 10 power points. We're not going to use that move at all. And then Psychic will be used, but we'll use it probably via TM. It's 90 base power, 100% accurate, 135 with Stab. So very powerful move, most powerful move we can get. Works very well with our special attack. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's our moveset. Not very broad. We could probably do pretty well with that moveset if we had to, but we don't have to. We get a much better option when it comes to this Pokemon, and its move pool is extremely broad. And when I say extremely broad, I mean literally it's the broadest you're going to get. It literally learns every TM move, so we'll go over that in Mount Moon. And we beat Jigglypuff and move on to Mount Moon. Alright, now that we're in Mount Moon, let me just go over the TM moveset for this Pokemon. Literally, there's so many moves here. I think it might take the entire time just telling you all the moves. But I'll go over the ones I think we're going to use the most, and we'll go from there. So, let's go in. We'll use Mega Punch. We'll learn it via level up, but we're going to learn it via. We could learn it via TM if we wanted to. Razor Wind, we're not going to learn. Swords Dance is a game changer for this Pokemon. So the big difference between this one and Mew 2 is the fact that this one can get a badge boosting move where Mewtwo can't. Whirlwind won't be used. Swords Dance will up your attack by 2 stages once it's initiated. It plus does the badge boost glitch. Whirlwind not going to use. Mega Punch, Mega Kick not going to be used. Toxic not going to be used. Horn Drill won't be used. Body Slam will be used for a little bit until we get a better move. 85 base power, 100% accurate, and it can paralyze the opposition as well. Takedown, Double Edge won't be used. Water Gun and Bubbling will be used for some type diversity. Make some battles really easy. If we have Water Gun, Rock Pokemon are very easy. And I will say this, that this part of the game I actually took a lesson from Mewtwo and skipped over a boatload of battles. So even though I'm at level 20, it's because I had to get to level 16 to get by Brock. So keep that in mind with this. And I do have a strategy in the future to play through these two again and have like a better strategy for when it comes to like overcoming leveling up too fast and things like that. So Bubble Beam and Water Gun will be used, 65 base power and 40 base power. Ice Beam will be used. It's an in-game move, 95 base power. It does really well against the Elite Four. Blizzard we're not going to use, but it'd be a little more powerful but less accurate version of Ice Beam. Hyper Beam, Payday, Submission, Counter, Seismic Toss, Rage, Mega Drain, Solar Beam will not be used with this Pokemon. Dragon Rage won't be used, but we will use Thunderbolt for a little bit. Thunderbolt will be a great move to have for some type coverage, especially to do well against our rival. Thunder will not be used. Earthquake will be used. It will replace Body Slam as our primary physical damaging move. 100 base power, 100% accurate. And it's kind of like a combination of Dig and Body Slam. Dig is 2 turns, 100 base power, so it's very powerful, but it's 2 turns, so it takes longer to use. Body Slam fixes that problem by doing 1 turn, but it's not as powerful as Dig. So this combines the two, and we will use Dig for a good period of time in this game. Psychic, I already went over this, but we will use it via level up or TM because level up's 40 and we'll probably be around where we can get around like level 30-ish. Teleport, Mimic, Double Team, Reflect, Bide, Metronome, Self-Destruct, Ed Bomb, Fire Blast, Swift, Skull Bash, Soft Boil, Dream Eater, Sky Attack, Rest, Thunder Wave, Psy Wave, Explosion, Rock Slide, Tri Attack, Substitute, Cut, Fly, Surf, Strength, Flash will not be used in this playthrough. So we have a lot of type or move diversity, but with the way this game's designed, it kind of funnels you towards like 5 moves. Swords Dance, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Psychic, Body Slam. Those are the main moves that we are going to go with this Pokemon. And we're just finishing up with Misty's minions in her gym, and we're going to move on to our second rival fight. Third rival fight, and he's going to come out and it's going to be pretty easy. We are much more powerful now. We have a much more move diversity. Pidgeotto comes out, and he's really the biggest headache we deal with, but Mega Punch gets the knockout with a missed Sand Attack. Aber comes out, he can't do nothing to us, but we don't have a badge boost, so we just knock him out. Mega Punch, 85% accuracy is really showcasing right now. We have 69 hit points. Very nice. And then Charmander comes out. Water Gun should be a 2-shot. Doesn't do anything to us. And we beat our rival pretty handily. He's not very tough at this point in the game. And now we're on Nugget Bridge. I'm going to go ahead and go over some other YouTubers I like to watch. At the end of Nugget Bridge, you get a gift, and here's my gift to you. This is other Pokemon playthroughs that I personally enjoy. So Scott's Thoughts, JRose11. I even threw my Mah-Dry-Bread in there, or the first 3 Pokemon playthroughs I've watched. My display is more close to JRose11, where it's not about the analytics, it's about more the playthrough. Scott's Thoughts is more about my play style with the real time and things like that. And I've learned so much from both of them. And in Mah-Dry-Bread, he just plays through the game with no timer. He just tries to see if he can beat it with a lot of restrictions. And I respect that. I like that as well. So top left corner, that's me, JD's Nerdverse. If you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe. I'm at the 356 subscribers. I want to get to 400 and then beyond by the end of April. Eggsceptional does great Gen 3 content, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I really enjoy his videos. You enjoy them as well. A lot of good analytics, a lot of good explanations of the game. Squidgy does Generation 2. Very good Gen 2 content. Recommend him. I'm about to do Gen 2 content. I've learned so much about Gen 2 from him. Mah-Dry-Bread already went over. M&J TV does a lot of just talks about Pokemon. Gym Leader Matt does a lot of backports. Van Man, pretty similar to me and Scott's Thoughts. KangaskDan does a lot of analytics. DeWando016 does a lot of does a good it's a modified version of Pokemon Ready does. M Tiberius and Smith Plays Pokemon, all good as well. And now we're moving on to Misty. Now Misty's not going to be a tough battle. We are Psychic type, but we don't have a Psychic move. But she will view that, and she will literally won't try to do anything to us. At least the Star Me won't. Star You might, but Star Me is going to be like, okay, we're same type here. So not going to do anything. And Dig's going to be a one shot to Star You and 2-shot to Star Me. So we beat her, and now we have an upgrade to Water Gun. Now we have Bubble Beam. So Bubble Beam will be a very nice move to have, and we're on the SSN. You see that transition? I love that transition. Just looked like we left Misty's gym and went right on the SSN. It's awesome. So we beat this youngster here, and now we get Body Slam. So now we've upgraded from a 85% accurate move in Mega Punch to a 100% accurate move in Body. Actually, no, we got rid of Water Gun. So we still have Mega Punch just in case, probably because of the power points. We don't need more than one water move. So now we're going to face our rival number 4, and now it's going to be an even easier match than rival number 3. So now we're going to come out with Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam's going to be a 2-shot, very good. Eradicate, Dig will be a 1-shot, very good. Kadabra comes out, Dig should be a 1-shot as well, very good. And now is it a 1-shot on the Charmeleon? Nope, Charmeleon gets 1-shot with Bubble Beam, not Body Slam. So it is a 1-shot, just wasn't a 1-shot with Bubble Beam. So now we're moving on to Lieutenant Surge, the Trash Man, and this will be pretty much a clean sweep. So I don't remember if I decided to go Body Slam here or Dig. I think either way we're fine. And we're going to go for Dig, 1-shot on the Voltorb, very good. 1-shot on the Pikachu, very good. Now I don't know if it's a 1-shot on the Raichu. He has a little more defense than the other two. And we skip over Metrodome because it's garbage. Dig, it's a 1-shot, very good. And we beat Lieutenant Surge, and we move on to Rock Tunnel. And now we get through Rock Tunnel, we get to Celadon City, do some errands, and we just take on Giovanni. Now if it's going to seem like I fly through the rest of this part, it's because this part in the game, we fly through it. It's a 1-shot in the Onix, it's going to be a 1-shot in the Rhyhorn as well. I don't know, I don't remember if Kangaskhan's a 1-shot. It might be a 1-shot with Dig, nope it's not. But he goes for Rage, and we get the win anyway. We fly through this part of the game because this part of the game is pretty easy. We have such a broad move pool, we literally can get a move for anything. And it's a really good move pool to have with this type of Pokemon. So we're going to dig out, and we're going to show up right in Pokemon Tower for our 5th rival fight, or as JRose11 calls it, rival fival. It's not this one he calls rival fival though, but it is my 5th one. So Ice Beam is a knockout. Execute, Ice Beam is a knockout as well. So one-hit knockouts on the first 2 Pokemon. We still have Thunderbolt. We're not going to have it much longer, but we still have Thunderbolt. Kadabra, Dig will be a one-shot with a good physical damaging move, and then Ice Beam or Psychic will one-shot. So it's Psychic one-shots the Charmeleon. So we get out of there, and we actually are going to go right into Silph-Co. The reason why we went right into Silph-Co is because Silph-Co gives us 2 very big upgrades to our moves, but we also get to fight our rival in this process. So Thunderbolt will be a one-shot. Oh no, it won't. It won't be a one-shot on the Pidgeot. We're only 1 level. Well, now we're 2 levels higher than. Now we're 1 level higher again because they changed the Pokemon. Cool. So rival will be a one-shot on every Pokemon except for I guess the Pidgeot. So Dig will be not a one-shot. Dang, we're getting some one-shots here. Ice Beam will knock him out. Charizard, Psychic should be a couple shots here, but he goes for Rage, so it's not going to be much. We already got bit of Body Slam, so that's how confident we are going forward with the moveset we have. So we beat our rival, kind of sloppy, but we still beat him, and we move on to Giovanni, get it out of the way. Giovanni's Pokemon are very easy. He has 2 Poison type and a Ground type and a Normal type. So Psychic should steamroll through his 2 Poison type, which is Nidorino and Nidoqueen. Psychic will also beat Kangaskhan, so that's good. And then Rhyhorn, Ice Beam should be a one-shot on the Rhyhorn, and then Psychic should one-shot the Nidoqueen. Very good. Giovanni number 2 is a cakewalk. We polish him off, and we move on to Erica. Erica, we're at such a high level at this point, but I thought it was good to get her out of the way because now we can use Strength, and we're at level 41, so this battle is not going to be hard. We're going to Psychic through the entire battle, Ice Beam on the Tangela because it's a mono grass type, and then Psychic will polish off the Vileplume. Not even a competition. I should have fought her first, honestly, before I fought Giovanni. And then we move on to Koga. Now, Koga's gym is actually going to be very easy for us, except for the trainers in Koga's gym. So I got rid of Body Slam and got Earthquake. Earthquake is a 100 base power move, and it works well with our physical attack. The reason why I did that is because Earthquake, you got to have 1 physical move to deal with Psychic. I actually just read a comment on my Mewtwo video asking why I stuck with a physical move and just use Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Well, that's not the worst idea ever, but with Psychic Pokemon, they have high special and they're neutral to your Psychic attack, so you don't do a lot of damage to them. Whereas most Psychic Pokemon have very low defense, except for like Mr. Mime. So it's better just to have a physical move, and usually you can one-shot with a physical move. So now we're going to clean sweep. One-shot Koga's entire team. One-shot on the Coughing, one-shot on the Muck, one-shot on the Coughing again, one-shot on the Wheezing, and we get the knockout. We finish it off pretty easily, pretty handily, and now we're going to move on to Sabrina's gym. Again, Psychic will not do as much damage to Sabrina as we'd like, so Kadabra is going to come out. We're going to go for Earthquake. Now, we still haven't added a really important move yet, and it's because I haven't decided what move I'm going to remove. We have to remove 1 move to add Swords Dance. Can't have 5 moves, and all these moves are very important, except for I could probably get by without 1 of them. So that's it. And we beat Sabrina and her whip pretty handily. Really wasn't a competition. And for the second time in a row, second video in a row, I actually skip over all the questions. I did not put Blaine in this. Did I miss Blaine? Wow, okay. I'm a little upset at myself. We beat Blaine pretty handily, so it's not a big deal. But we're going to go for Ice Beam. Ice Beam's a one-hit knockout on the Rhyhorn. It's going to be a clean sweep on the entire team. 2-shot on the Nidoqueen. Psychic on the Nidoking. I promise you I fought him. I don't know what I did where I missed out on Blaine. It is what it is. I'm not going to be too upset about it. His battle takes 30 seconds, but I didn't fight all the trainers in like I usually do. So he beat Giovanni, and I don't think I'm going to cut the camera here. I think it's all one long cut, so there we go. It's fine. I'll talk about it. We beat Blaine pretty handily. I didn't do all the questions in there like I usually do. I usually do that and I usually fight all the trainers in there and get all the experience I can, but I didn't because the second video in a row it's not necessary. Now I have an idea to redo this video twice. One, redo it and have a strategy about playing minimum battles after Brock, and one about doing a what if where we start with confusion. But we're going to go and face our 7th rival fight, and the first thing we're going to do is do Swords Dance. We got rid of Thunderbolt and added in Swords Dance, because for anything that is weak to like Thunderbolt, it's probably going to be weak to Ice, or at least we'll be able to do decent enough damage with Ice. Okay, Ice Beam will be a one-shot for So this is the one Pokemon that's going to be difficult because, but also Gyarados doesn't have anything that can really do damage to me, so it's not a bad trade-off. And the only other Pokemon that we really need Ice for, or Thunderbolt for, is like a flying type, but Ice does well for flying as well, so that's not the problem. Now we freeze Charizard, we beat our rival, and we head off to the Elite Four. And now that we're in the Elite Four, we're going to go ahead and go over our stats. But before I do, I realize right here, I still have my HM Mules. So we'll go over the stats in a second, but we're going to put them away first. Now this actually takes some time, and if it wasn't for this, probably would have gotten this a slightly better time. But it took about like 10-15 seconds to put the things away. So we're starting off with shoot, and I just missed it. Okay, so we start off with our stats for the Elite Four. We have 153 in attacks. That's pretty good. Any physical attack would do a lot. Defense is pretty good. We can take some damage. Speed is 147 and special is 150. It's weird that our attack stat is our best stat. I figured psychic or special would be because we have psychic, but I guess that's the way the IVs and EVs and whatever it's called in Generation 1 works. 199 in experience or hit points. Level 57 going to the Elite Four. Now I want to go over this really quick. Is I was mentioning this when I was facing our 7th rival fight, is I have an idea to do the next one where I do minimum battles after Brock, because you can't do minimum battles and beat Brock with this one, but also with Mewtwo, do minimum battles, and the whole goal is to speed it up. So there's a couple things I do in this playthrough that actually slow down the game a little bit, like fighting the second rival fight, or as some people call it, Rival 1B, where it has the whatever your starter is plus a Pidgey. Okay, I've decided that maybe the goal is to get as fast as possible, skip over that battle. With Mew, it doesn't make sense because it's experience points you can get. With Mewtwo, it makes sense because you don't need to fight that battle to beat Brock. Okay, but after Brock, I can pretty much do minimum battles because of the levels, the moves you're gonna get, and things like that. And I can also do that with Mewtwo. So if you want to see that kind of video, please comment down below and let me know what you think, because that's something I want to do. But I have a what if scenarios coming out with a lot of Pokemon that don't get moves they should get, and see how drastically it changes the Pokemon. See if it will make the game broken if you do that. So I just wanted to throw that out there before we got in the Elite Four. And let's go over the moves real quick. Psychic, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Swords Dance. I got rid of Thunderbolt, like I said, for Swords Dance. Thunderbolt really is only super great against like one Pokemon in the Elite Four. It's actually two, I guess. Gyarados and Pidgey. You can use Thunderbolt to beat Lorelei, but there's nothing really here I could change out. Maybe if I just hung on to Earthquake a little longer and kept Body Slam, I could have got rid of Body Slam or used Thunderbolt over Body Slam. This is not a great option, and Earthquake does a lot against a handful of things that we need, and it's very powerful. So there wasn't a great choice, but that's the choice I'm going with. Psychic, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Swords Dance. So let's go ahead and just delete the Elite Four. Let's beat the Elite Four. I meant to say beat, but not delete. So first one we face is Lorelei. Lorelei comes out with Dugong, gong, 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 and Dugong will be we'll set up on Dugong. Takedown doesn't do nothing. Growl does do something. So it's actually amazing we got a one-shot with Growl being lowering our defense. Psychic's a one-shot on Cloyster. Ice Beam. Water Gun doesn't do squat to it. Slowbro is one of the worst Pokemon to deal with. He's not very good, but if he just goes for like Withdrawal and Growl, it'd be bad. So Earthquake one-shots the Jinx, and we two-shot the Lapras. So Lorelei's pretty easy to do. Now our goal is to try to get this under 45 minutes. So we're trying to speed through that right now. And I didn't have to heal, so I can go right into the Psychic and one-shot the Onix, one-shot the Hitmonchan, one-shot the Hitmonlee, one-shot the second Onix. Don't know why you have two Onixes when you can have a Primeape. Psychic one more time, very good. We beat Bruno very handily, and we move on to Agatha. We really don't need to do anything with Agatha. We don't even have to heal, honestly. But the problem with Agatha is we just want to make sure that we don't fall to the Agatha lottery, which can poison you, put you to sleep, paralyze you, confuse you, all that stuff. We want to just be able to handle her effectively. So Psychic's a two-shot on the Gengar, one-shot on the Golbat, should be a one-shot on the Haunter, very good. Arbok is a one-shot as well. Now the last Gengar, it's not going to be a one-shot Oh, we do get a super effective. Wow, okay, it must have been a range. So we do beat Agatha pretty handily. We didn't have to heal there, so that could have saved us a couple more seconds on this final time. But we're gonna, yep, we didn't even have to heal. We didn't take any damage, so very good. But knowing the one time we take damage, it would have been bad. So now we're facing off against Lance. Lance is the dragon trainer, and he comes out with the Gyarados. Gyarados will be our setup. And Dragon Rage is probably the best move he has because it has set damage. Hyper Beam doesn't do nothing. And now that he did that, we're going to go for a 2-shot on Psychic. And now we're going to sweep his entire team with Ice Beam. Our stats are boosted so high that we can do so much damage. He doesn't get a chance to go first. We outspeed now. Ice Beam is a 1-shot on all the Pokemon. Our stats are very high. So we beat Lance pretty handily. And we're at 43 minutes and 30 seconds. Now we just got to get some healing done. Get that last rare candy, maybe an elixir, cool, and now a rare candy. And now we're going to move on to the champion fight. The champion fight, the final fight in the game. I'd save it just in case like something happens, but let's try to get this done and get this playthrough done in under 45 minutes. Here we go. Alright. And Pidgeot comes out. We're going to use Pidgeot for a setup. 1, 2, 3. And so 3 setup, we should be good. Ice Beam should be a 1-shot, very good. Now Alakazam's going to come out. Earthquake should 1-shot Alakazam. Yes, very good. Now Rhydon's going to come out. Ice Beam should be a 1-shot on the Rhydon. After Rhydon should be Executor. Ice Beam should be a 1-shot. No. Executor has like amazing defense. Special and physical defense is amazing. But Psychic should be a 2-shot on the Gyarados. Now that being said, we knock out the Gyarados, and the last thing we have is Charizard. Charizard, Psychic, is it a 1-shot? It's not. Now we get stuck in Fire Spin, which can be really freaking annoying. I got really mad when that happened, because Fire Spin could delay our time, and that's what it did. So we get the knockout, and Professor Oak's coming like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, let's take some time and take forever to get to the Hall of Fame. Now, we're going to get right under 45 minutes with this. Right under 45 minutes. Okay? 44 minutes and 59 seconds. Now, it would have been a lot less if I would have put the Pokemon Mules away before I started to do the stats before the Elite Four. So, we get done, 44 minutes, 59 seconds. Very good playthrough. What I'll say about this Pokemon is if it just started with a Psychic move, I think it could give Mewtwo a run for its money. I really do. It actually didn't do bad at giving Mewtwo a run for its money in general. Now, Mewtwo, if I play through Mewtwo again, I could probably knock off 5 minutes, because I would disband any rule that says I have to do something to speed up the time. Like, for example, we don't have to go to fight Giovanni #1 if you have a Pokédoll. You can use a Pokédoll to get by the ghosts in Pokemon Tower, so you don't need the Self Scope. So that's one example of one way to speed up the game. Another example, if Mewtwo didn't have to face rival #2 or rival #1B, as some people call them, that would save some time. If we did minimum battles, that would save some time. So there's a lot of things at the same time. And Mew, the same thing can happen with Mew. I do think Mew has a slight advantage definitely has an advantage for moveset, but Mewtwo is just overpowered with stats. So I'm curious to see how I can replay both. But that is the final video I have in my playthrough of Generation 1 through 151. Now, there's a playlist that has all of them on there. I recommend you don't start from the front, or start from the very first video. Quality is not the greatest. The audio is not the greatest either. But a lot of the playthroughs have been modified and done something like this with better sound. So I hope you enjoy that. And I do plan on starting Generation 2. So I'm probably going to change the playlist to Pokemon playthroughs, to Pokemon Gen 1 playthroughs. And I have some what-if scenarios. I have some what-if this Pokemon, like, for example, Mew. What if Mew started with Confusion alongside Pound? How much better a Pokemon could that be? I think it would definitely catch up with Mew, and then Mew and Mewtwo would actually have a neck and neck fight to see who would be the best. Because as much as Mewtwo's stats are great, Mew's move pool is much better, especially with the badge boosting move, and you don't have to level up as much with Mew as you might have to with Mewtwo, because the badge boost can compensate for whatever stats you're lacking in any given moment. I have a Krabby with Dig. I think Krabby, the fact that it can learn Dig in future generations, and then technically how I would do it is basically just modify the file, give Dig, But if you actually want to do it in real life, you can actually, I think in Gen 4 is when you can give Krabby Dig, and that's what's called an egg move, because if you transferred them back to another game and you had it like lay an egg, it would be come out of the egg with Dig, and you can backport that all the way back to Generation 1 if you wanted to do that. So that's the scenario I wanted to play out, is see what happens if he has Dig, what happens if Aerodactyl has Rock Slide. There's tons of them out there. And then I want to do some versus series. I have a Rhydon versus Golem versus series coming out. I also have some other Pokemon versus. I want to do a Farfetch versus Dugtrio. I did a comparison of all the flying types. Now I said Farfetch was the #1 because it has such low stats, but it's only 1 second slower than Dudo, who evolves in Dugtrio. However, what would happen if we started a game out with Dugtrio? How much faster would it be? How much slower? How much quicker would it get done? Probably be significant because the stats are better. So tons of stuff like that's coming on the channel, plus Gen 2 playthrough. Also, I said I'd redo Ditto, so Ditto will be redone, and I don't know if it would be the next video, but it will be a video coming out very soon. And so if you don't know, I got like 4 hours into Ditto, 3 hours into something like that, 4 or 5 hours into Ditto. I think it was 5 hours. I think it was right on 5 hours. And then I found a glitch where if you fight another Ditto and you transform into that Ditto, it breaks the game. It basically says you always have a move and you can't use struggle anymore. So it really ruined the game. So I am going to replay that. I do have some strategy that I think will help in the long run, but it's going to be a little bit longer. The middle game and beginning and middle game is going to be longer, but it'll help in the long term at the end. So we'll see. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This has been JD. This is JD's Nerdverse, and it's the final video in my playthrough of Pokemon 1 through 151. And I'm very happy I got it accomplished, and I can't wait to get new things with this Pokemon channel. Let me know what you think. There's also games on Wednesday. I play a different game on Wednesday and Thursday sometimes. Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth, the Mastering the Evil campaign. I've only played it through once or twice in my life. The good campaign's on there too, but I've played through that probably 1,000 times. So let me know what you think. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far, you are amazing, and you are one of the reasons why I keep this channel going. So have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.